Instincts, as well as former CIA senior field officer and founder of Wolfpack Consulting and national security expert Raymond White. Good morning to you both. Raymond, so let's just start on kind of what our reporter was laying out for us. So we've got that 15-point plan that was proposed by the United States. It was then firmly rejected by Iran. However, then Iran issued its own 5-point plan, which includes things like no more killing of their officials, reparations for damages during the war. Here's Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt giving her read on the situation.
There does not need to be any more death and destruction. But if Iran fails to accept the reality of the current moment, if they fail to understand that they have been defeated militarily and will continue to be, President Trump will ensure they are hit harder than they have ever been hit before.
Raymond, my question is, what do you make of Iran's 5-point plan that now they've put forward at this point?
So good morning. Thanks for having me on today. Yeah, I think what we're seeing is literally more of the same from Iran. This is the kabuki dance that's now taking place. Iran has been, known for running out the clock, for its drip, drip, drip diplomacy. And I don't think it's going to work anymore this time. They're dealing with a different president and President Trump. And as you know, we've got 2 Marine Expeditionary Units en route, as well as the 82nd Airborne Division. So I would expect probably to see a reinforced aspect of this by the Trump administration, were Iran not to proceed with any kind of realistic negotiating at the table.
Yeah, and then, Brittany, a very similar question to you as well. I love your thoughts on their response for that 5-point plan. And again, just the back and forth of we are negotiating, Iran saying, no, we're not, there are no talks. Is there a miscommunication? I mean, it is very confusing, the wording that is coming out. Do you think there's negotiations happening? It's just, again, it's very odd.
Yeah, I think the key question here is, who is Trump talking to? Mashtaba Khamenei has, been, I guess, appointed as the Iranian supreme leader, but we haven't heard or seen him since he's been appointed. So I think the big issue is, who are we talking to exactly in the Iranian regime? I think they've been preparing for this since last June, whenever we attacked their nuclear facilities, and they've essentially established themselves as having not a centralized government. So they now operate, the IRGC is in control. I think that's pretty obvious. But who exactly in the IRGC is in control and calling the shots is the main question. So I think we need to take a hard look at who is operating the Iranian government, who is actually in control, and how do we move forward with these negotiations?
Yeah. I mean, that's the million-dollar question. Who are we talking to? Who is in control? So, Raymond, Iran launched what really appeared to be 2 intermediate-range missiles at the joint U.S.-UK base at Diego Garcia. Europe apparently was shocked to learn that Iran, guess what? They had lied about its weapons capabilities and can now reach every European capital with ballistic missiles. So, Raymond, again, what does that say about the information that we're getting from Iran? And honestly, when you were looking at what we have on the screen right now, that's terrifying.
Yeah, so Iran is long-standing master negotiators, just like President Trump. They know how to play the game. They know how to kick the can down the road, and they know how to drip, drip, drip their diplomacy to drag things out. As far as the missiles are concerned, a 4,000-kilometer range missile is definitely something that Europe is concerned about. And it was also one of the deficiencies of the JCPOA agreement that was put into place under the Obama administration. So now the truth has come out. We see they have a 4,000-kilometer range missile. The intelligence community most certainly knew about this, as well as other missiles that they have. In fact, Iran has a satellite program with a 3-stage rocket, and they've also put satellites into space. So that should definitely give any policymaker cause for concern, especially now that they've actually used their 4,000-kilometer range missile. So at the end of it, they are being untruthful and essentially deceitful in this process. And frankly, I wouldn't expect anything more from Iran. We've had 20 some odd years of this throughout my career. essentially kicking the can down the road and dealing with their drip, drip, drip diplomacy. Now the facts are out, the cards are on the table, they've shown us their capabilities.
Yeah, and Brittany, it seems like if so many people knew so little about Iran's conventional weapons program, it's a little concerning. The next question is, well, how much do we actually know about their hidden nuclear program at this point?
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that we have a high degree of information on the Iranian leadership and their capabilities. I think probably we are hiding our hand of how much we actually know. And the president, rightfully so, is not being forthcoming about what we have specifics on as far as their leadership goes right now. But I think what we've seen happen is essentially they've gone from a theocracy to a military junta. And so you have the IRGC is really the ones calling the shots. They're the ones in control. And they've been planning for this since last June. And so they know how to operate in order to basically intimidate the rest of the world. However, nothing is going to happen without Western intelligence agencies knowing about it. I think we've proven that, given our level of intelligence on their senior leaders, that even if the IRGC reconstitutes itself, it basically is more hardline than the last regime, we're going to know about it. We're going to know about their nuclear capabilities, and we're going to be able to be preemptive in terms of combating those capabilities.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic point. We've heard from Secretary of War Pete Hegseth as well as President Trump. They have both said, no, we're not going to show all of our cards. No, not everyone's going to know everything that we know. So you make a fantastic point there. Raymond White, Brittany Butler Jennings, fantastic conversation this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thanks
having me.
for having us, Alex.
All right, coming up, debate heating up over whether or not Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer should remain in leadership.